Hello my friends, William Poloniak here again from Whole Health Foundation. Here I have 12 pounds of vegetable pulp left over from a friend of mine using his Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer. And I took his already spent pulp. He got 11 14-ounce bottles of juice out of his produce. And I'm taking his produce. I've already put it through the Norwalk juicer, and now I'm going to press the remains and see how much juice I'm getting out of this pulp. So we're going to use my 6-cloth method and press the pulp. Well, let's mix it first. Get a nice mix because there are greens and beets and celery. Okay. 12 pounds of spent pulp on a Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer. You always want to use a large container so that it doesn't overshoot. A little safety tip: anytime you touch a sponge or a countertop, always wash your hands, because you never know how clean those things are going to be. So we'll put this in the press all the way back it off a little bit, and while we're doing that, we're going to get another cloth one. Flatten that, that's very important. I want it to be flat and then pull it into a tight package. Now this is almost full, so I'm not going to press that all the way. I'm going to give you a little tip here. If you don't have a fully pressed set of cloths, you want to set this back, but obviously way back, so that you don't make the mistake and press this up and damage your pan. So I'm going to see how many bottles I've got with my first container full. Now these are 14-ounce bottles, the same as my friend used to get his 9 bottles, I think, or was it 11? I think it was 11 bottles he got. And this is from his spent pulp. This is what he did not get from a Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer. And we've only just begun. So let's press the rest of this out. And then I'm using here what I call my less work method. I'm not throwing away the pulp. What I'm doing is I'm putting new pulp on top of the old pulp and then repackaging it. So the new pulp is going to hydrate the old pulp as well as press out the juice from the new pulp. So we'll pull that into a nice tight little package. The tighter the better. Flatten it, that's very important. And we're down to our last cloth here. Put the rest of this pulp in here. Spatula to get the rest of this so we don't waste any of this pulp. Super premium base plate on here, so you can leave this up longer than 10 or 20 seconds. And I'm going to tip my juicer back so that you can see the base plate down there. You see how it's made from solid aluminum, and there's even a drain hole in here that helps any juice that drains down below leak out if the caulking on the hydraulic area fails. This premium base plate that I also sell is indestructible. It'll never break. it off a little bit. Put this pulp around here to absorb the juice in the tray. And all the way back. See, Randy had a lot of beets in there. You can see the red color. Remember, because of the super premium base plate, I can leave this up for a longer period of time with no fear of damaging the juicer. This back one off. Put in our last 2 cloths full of pulp. All the way back it off a little bit. And remember, while you're juicing, you can always do a little bit of cleanup, saves you time. What I'm going to do for last press is take these last cloths and see if we can crank out a couple more ounces of juice. Center it, make sure your tray is on there correctly, all the way back it off a little bit. And let's see how much more juice we can get out of those 4 cloths. Maybe another ounce, what do you think? I'd say so. Now I'm going to feed these other cloths in here, but I want to point out that you want the fold to go first, not the other way around, so that it doesn't unravel on you. And similar here, the fold is going to go in first. With this premium base plate, we actually get better pressure, and therefore more juice. Well, I'm not going to wait for every last drop. Let's see how much juice we got from the remains of the pulp from the Jack LaLanne juicer. Now it looks like I'm going to need another bottle. So let's just top these off. So far we've got 5 14-ounce bottles. Well, 7, at least 8, maybe 8. To me it looks like 8 14-ounce bottles. This is a 16-ounce bottle, but I've run out of 14-ounce bottles. Well, there you have it, my friends, a comparison to the Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer and the Norwalk. And remember, the produce pulp from the Jack LaLanne juicer was already pressed. I took the remains, put it through the Norwalk, pressed it, and this is what I got. The very last step in any juicing process with the Norwalk is to press the water out of the cloths and put them in the freezer. And the reason you put them in the freezer is bacteria and germs cannot grow in the freezer. And you can reuse your cloths 3, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times, depending on the produce and depending on if you use bamboo liners or not. And if you don't press the water out, you can have a big problem because you'll have to thaw out the cloths, and who wants to wait for that? So that is the last step, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a plastic baggie, and then we'll put them in the freezer. They are waiting for next time. Alright, my friends, I'm often asked which is the best juicer to use. So you'll see here I got 7 bottles, 8 bottles, I already drank one, from the remains of the pulp left over from a Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer. So when you ask the question, what's the best juicer to use, the answer might surprise you. If you want quantity and quality, it's definitely the Norwalk juicer. But the best juicer to use is the one that you use. So if it's a centrifugal juicer or a slow turning auger or any other kind of juicer, if it gets you motivated to juice, to do juice, to make juice and to drink juice, that's the juicer that is the best one for you. But clearly for quantity and quality, the Norwalk juicer is best. This is 8 bottles from the leftovers of a Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer. Well, there you have it, my friends, a comparison to the Jack LaLanne centrifugal juicer and the Norwalk. And remember, the produce pulp from the Jack LaLanne juicer was already pressed. I took the remains, put it through the Norwalk, pressed it, and this is what I got. If you'd like to contact me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is Whole Health Found. I'll see you in the next video.